Welcome back. This is Wealth Principle 51. Learn to love solving problems for people and getting rich doing it. Now, if you have an issue with getting rich, you can sign off right now. If getting rich is on your to-do list, though, hang out with us because learning how to solve problems for people is how you get rich. It's not just money comes to you. Yes, we talk about manifestation. Yes, we talk about abundance. Money doesn't just flow to you unless you go out and do something for somebody else. We're traveling through the 52 weeks to wealth. We've been traveling 51 weeks and we're just about there. We have 1 week left, and Wealth Principle 52 is a powerful wealth principle. I will be reviewing all other wealth principles because Wealth Principle 52 is sharpen the saw. So if you have missed any of the wealth principles throughout the year, I will be going back through all 51 and then 52 and explaining why they all tie in and why it all makes sense. There are also 52 books that we utilize in this process. Hands to the camera if you have read at least 5 of the books in our community. Excellent, excellent. Give yourselves a round of applause. You are a reader. Hands to the camera if you have taken on the Read a Book a Week challenge. Read a book a week challenge. And who has missed a week? Hands to the camera if you feel like you might have missed a week. Not bad. Hey, we've all missed a week here and there. Hands to the camera if you've read 2 books in a week. Awesome. So I think you made up for it. Give yourselves a round of applause. Powerful team, powerful community. The Alchemist Nation is growing stronger every day because we learn these wealth principles. We ingrain them into our minds. We put them into our businesses one at a time, one each week. Who here has watched Undercover Billionaire? At this point, it's been out for a little while now, Undercover Billionaire. Awesome. So when you watch that series, I want you to go back and watch it under this lens. Everything that those entrepreneurs are doing is learning to solve problems for other people. They're looking for the problem to solve. They all start, and each one of them says it. We're starting with the buyer. I'm going with the end user. I'm looking for who wants what I've got. And then I'm going to go and seek out what they're looking for. Does that make sense? Learn to love solving problems for other people. People pay for problems to be solved. People don't pay for what they need. This was something my father put in my head over and over when I was younger. And he still says it to me. He said, people don't pay for what they need. They pay for what they want. And they'll sacrifice what they need to have what they want. Who's seen that to be true in your life? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, if you don't have $10,000 in the bank at this point or $100,000 in the bank at this point, it's simply because you bought what you wanted, not what you needed. Can we agree with that? Awesome. Excellent. So we're about building wealth. Why is it important to build wealth? Well, without money, it's really hard to do just about anything in this world. And so you have to have money in order to transact, to buy real estate. You have to have money to buy food. You have to have money to buy shelter, a car, sometimes even love. It does take some money to go take that person out to dinner, doesn't it? There are some things in life that do cost money. And it's interesting because the things that are most free are the things we disregard and don't value. And the freest thing that you do have is your mind. The thing that you came, this well-equipped machine, is the secret to your success. It's the secret to building wealth. And the secret to using this the right way, write this down, is to learn to help other people solve their problems quickly and as efficiently as you possibly can. Learn to help other people solve their problems quickly and do it well. And the reason it's important to do it fast is because if you don't do it fast, somebody else will. There's always somebody out there looking to solve problems for other people. There's always somebody else looking to add more value. Be the person who can do it faster. Be there faster and do it better. Does that make sense? Now, I say be there faster. I'm talking about being in front of them, letting them know what you do, letting them know that you're looking to solve their problems. Hands to the camera if you have asked 10 people this week what their issue was and if you could solve it. And I don't mean like in an argument, hey, what's your problem? I mean, if Your hand's still up during that one. We're not doing it right. Hands to the camera if you know you talk to 10 people and ask what's going on in their lives, how you can help them. Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. Do you think you could do it for 100 people? Hands to the camera if you think you could do it for 100 people. Do you think you'd see a 10 times difference if you asked 100 people what their problem was and if you could help them with it? Excellent. So who here is a real estate investor? Hands to the camera if you're a real estate investor. Investor in real estate. Want to buy that stuff? Yes. Excellent. So we're going to drop it in the chat. What are some of the problems that we solve? Problems that we solve. You can drop them in the chat. I'll read out loud when I see them. We solve housing problems, homelessness, underwater in your mortgage. Absolutely. What and where to buy. Absolutely. Foreclosures. Landlord retirement. Couple in divorce want to sell quickly. Yes. Hate my house. There's a problem. There you go. Limiting belief about what is possible. Very true. A leaky roof. Taking over problem properties. Relocation specialist. That's a title. That's not a problem, Kim. Ugly houses. Yes. Building empires. Excellent. Deaths. So building empires works for people who are looking to buy real estate. Jail. There you go, Mel. That's a good one. Better the community. Again, this is for, well, sometimes, buying something from a seller, they can be sold on the concept that their house is the ugliest house in there and they want somebody else to buy it and fix the community. I like that. Non-paying tenants. There we go. Now we're talking. Extra stress. Yes. Want a dream house, but they live in a dump. Yep. Family inheritance disputes. Absolutely. That's the money. Loss of employment. Yes. What does Melanie mean? What Melanie is saying is that somebody went to jail and now no longer has the ability to take or live in that house. So it's I remember this deal actually a while back. She had to go sign the papers of the courthouse or the jail, right, Mel? So these are problems. Give yourselves a round of applause. These are great problems. Some of those are actually, and I'm not going to pick on anybody in particular. Some of those are actually what's. They're the thing you do. They're what you do. But the problem is what they want to talk about. Their why, right? Their why, their problem, their actual issue, their concern. You never market and never start the conversation with what you do. Start the conversation with, what are your problems? Why are you considering selling? Why are you considering whatever it is that I sell? I sell coaching. So why is it that you're looking to become a millionaire? Who's been in one of my strategy sessions? My first question, 1, how did you hear about us? 2, what made you think being a millionaire was a good idea? What was it about it? And then I ask why again, and then I ask why again, and then I ask why again, until I get to the real reason, the real purpose behind you deciding that your wealth was important, that becoming a millionaire was important to you, because it isn't just about the money. Nobody ever comes through one of my trainings for just the money. They're coming through because there's a different reason for the money. Does that make sense? Hands to the camera. You all know what your reason is, right? Everybody on here knows the reason that you're considering wealth, the reason you're really looking at dollars. I solve a problem that you agree would be nice to be gone. Hands to the camera if that makes sense. Excellent. And who's received value so far? Hands to the camera if you've received value. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. We're just getting started. This is just the beginning. We really have a lot of work to do because there's more than just that first million to make. There's passive income. There's how do we automate? There are, some of you want to go to pentamillionaire status. Some of you want to go to decamillionaire status, 5, 10 million. Yes. Yes. There's a whole other level to wealth beyond just the money. Some of you want to contribute. Making more money is not as important. So there are problems to be solved. And here's the best part about solving problems for people. When you build a relationship and you keep them in the group, they eventually run into bigger problems. And then you eventually help them with bigger problems. Who here says money is kind of an issue? Hands to the camera if you would buy more real estate but money is kind of the reason you're not buying more real estate. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. So that first deal you do, that seller has an issue. They want to give you $50,000 in equity. They just don't know how, and they just don't know where you're at, but they do. They want to give you $50,000 to $100,000 in equity. And they want to do it because they just don't want to deal with that house anymore. Their problem is typically that the housing is no longer working for them. It no longer works. It's creating a pain point. It's not only that it no longer works, it's actually painful. And it's creating or holding them back or stopping them from doing something. What is the problem that this house is causing you? And if they don't have a problem with the house, they're not the one. Hands to the camera if that makes sense. Has anybody ever tried to convince a seller to sell to them? Hands to the camera if you've ever said a lot of different things trying to get the seller to sell to you. Yeah, we're all embarrassed to admit it, right? Trust me, I've been in those conversations. I have been like, yeah, but do you really, like, maybe you really do, maybe you would consider this house at a really lower price. Wouldn't it make more sense just to get rid of it quick? And their retort is typically, I'm in no rush. I'm good. No, I just was interested in knowing what the price would be. There is no point in wasting your time on someone who's not sufficiently motivated. Find out what their motivation is. Another example, solving problems. We'll give Ryan McDermott a shot at this, right? So Ryan McDermott is a financial advisor. Ryan, what is the biggest problem your clients typically have? It's my favorite problem.
Biggest problem
your typical clients have is either too much money or they're paying too much taxes. Is that fair to say?
Right. Yeah. To be not understand. They're paying too much taxes, but they don't understand why.
Yeah. So Ryan knows his market. He knows his client. That's why Ryan does well. He knows what the problems are that his client has, and he's able to serve them. Mike Shine, if I were to ask you, what is the biggest problem that your normal client has?
Getting their mortgage approved and all the steps they have to go through to get there.
Yeah, I'll go one further. It's getting their name on the deed, right?
I wish I had a sweatshirt that said that. That would be cool.
I'm working on sweatshirts that say names on deeds. Give Mike Shine and Ryan McDermott a round of applause. You guys are awesome, and they do a lot of value for our community. So it's with an attorney, closing attorney, their job is to get your name on the deed. Your biggest goal as a real estate investor is names on deeds, and the attorney makes sure that happens. The lender makes sure that you have the money, and then sometimes after you've bought that house, who follows up with the seller after they've closed on the property? Anyone? Yes? A couple of you? Excellent. I do too, because I'm always raising capital. I'm always looking for somebody to lend me money at a low rate, right? One of my first deals that was seller financing, afterwards, he told me, he said, hey, if you ever want to do another deal like that, you let me know. I got cash just sitting on the sidelines now, thanks to you closing on this one. And after we seller financed it and sold the property, he now had an extra $200,000 or $150,000 sitting in his pocket, ready to invest, ready and willing to put back into the system. Most recently, we had another seller who, actually, I think we're about to refinance out of his loan, but lent us $60,000. The other one was $150,000. We keep relationships with these sellers because after they're done, they're not done. We put a whole bunch of cash in their pocket. Does that make sense? Now they got a new problem. Too much money.
All right.
Too much money. They're not used to it, and it scares them. And they're afraid they're going to invest it wrong, or they're afraid they're not getting paid from it anymore because we took their asset away. Well, their problem, their liability, and we turned it into an asset. And so now they're wondering what to do with their money. So it's a great opportunity to stay in touch and solve another problem, the too much money problem. And you can always connect them with Ryan McDermott, and he'll help them adjust and solve their tax problem because they're going to take some capital gains on the sales. But capital gains are a good thing. Mike, before we jump further into the lesson, I want to talk about the book of the week, which is a very, very powerful book. And when Mike says it, I want to see a round of hands or show of hands who's read this book already. Mike Shine.
So this week's book is Blue Fishing by Steve Sims. Raise your hand to the camera if you have read this book or listened to it on Audible.
It counts.
Normally we say no shame in Audible, but I would actually recommend you listen to this on Audible because Steve Sims, who is a British bricklayer, that's his family trade. He's a character and he's hysterical. And this book is just filled with nugget after nugget about things like don't quit, don't be afraid. I don't know. I kept thinking of Elizabeth Miller while I was reading this because she's so fearless on the phones. And Steve Sims doesn't care about failing. He just keeps going after it. It also talks about that if you're afraid, just go for it. Lots of people have that analysis paralysis, and he says, while they're sitting there figuring out if it's a good idea, I've already done it 4 times and failed 4 times. So it's amazing. He just tell you one little thing at the beginning of the book. He was up on a ladder carrying this heavy load of bricks, and he looked down below him and he saw his whole family. He saw his dad, his uncles, his brothers, and he said, "Oh my God, that's my future. I'm not doing this anymore." And he moved away from it. He now does makes dreams come true for billionaires. It's amazing. His ideas, if you're a realtor out there, his ideas are inexpensive and brilliant. I can't recommend it more highly. It's, half of you have already read it, so you already know what I'm talking about. But I was saying to Walter and Mitch this morning that I think I'm going to put this on regular rotation once a week because he gets you so amped up. It's just a great book. Blue Fishing by Steve Sims. That is the book of the week.
Book of the week, Blue Fishing by Steve Sims. Let's give Mike Shine a round of applause. Phenomenal book. We've been bouncing back and forth on this book all the last 2 or 3 days because Mike's been reading it again. Mike, why don't you tell everybody the chug test? Who would like to hear what the chug test, for those of you who have not listened to this book? Yeah, all right. So Mike,
he tells a story about this employee that had who was great, but Steve just, like, she was amazing, and he fired her. And he said, people were like, "You're crazy. She's so competent. She's so good." But he said, "If I wouldn't want to go out and chug a beer with you, then I don't want to work with you." And so that's a chug test. And so I think I said to Mitch and Walter, I'd be happy to chug a beer with you guys anytime. So that was where,
Mike, I agree with you, man. Just one.
Yeah, just 1 or 10.
1 or 10. It's all good. 10x. We'll go easy on the unless it's Coronas. I could probably do those.
I can't think of anybody in this. I wouldn't want to go on have a chug a beer with. Yeah. And
that's the fun part about this community. In fact, for everybody who doesn't know, I will be back in Warwick, Rhode Island on the 28th. The 28th only, literally for 24 hours, and I'm flying back the next morning. But I will be in Warwick, Rhode Island at Havana's Cigar Bar on the 28th, 6 p.m. For Cigars and Real Estate with the South Coast Real Estate Investors Group run by Chris Bazalian. And I know Howie's already going, so there'll be a bunch of us there, a bunch of real estate investors just getting together from the Alchemist community saying, "Hey, what are you working on?" We'll be asking each other questions, just hanging out. It's a very, very low-key situation. We do it once a month on the last Thursday of the month. So anybody in the Rhode Island area or Southern Mass area, and even you guys from Boston, you're welcome to come down and hang out with us. It's about a 30-minute hour drive for you guys, but it's good to come down to Warwick every so often and check out Providence's sister city. So it is fun. And that's kind of how this community was built. Can I hang out with these people? These people I like. Are these people who, I could build a business with, grow with? And the answer so far is yes to every one of you. Every single one of you I would do a deal with. Of course, the deal would have to be right. It would have to be the perfect deal to get me excited enough about going and doing the trials and tribulations of purchasing a property. But for the right size, like, me and Mike are talking about doing 500 units this year. I'll do that all day. That's not even a question. If somebody wants in on 500 units with us, I'll be open to having that conversation. And I'm not raising capital for that deal yet because I have not identified that deal yet. We will be raising capital for South Coast Capital Investments, though. We're selling 10% of the company, and I'll be talking about that sometime next week or the week after. And that is, again, solving problems for people who have a problem. They want to double their income, but they don't have the time or interest to invest themselves. And they want the security of knowing that me and Ron are behind it. That's why we opened that section. For those of you who want more than doubling your money, like I know Mike Shine likes to be owner equity in those deals, because there's more than doubling your money behind it. I get it. And Mike is willing to bring the brass tacks to the table. So that's why he's one of those investors we'll go in on those bigger deals with. For investors who have, less than 50,000 or 50,000 to 100, yeah, maybe South Coast makes more sense. We created both options to solve problems for our friends. Mike was telling me, he's like, look, South Coast, nice. I'd like to do it, but it's just not enough ownership for me. Not enough. I really want 100 units. Well, he said he wanted 100 units. Somebody else said they wanted 100 units. Somebody else said they want 100 units. So all me and Ron want is another 100 units. So together we can stack it up and get ourselves a business, a nice little business together. That's solving problems for people and getting rich doing it. Does that make sense? Prior to my friends having those problems, I was not going after a portfolio that size. I was cool with going and buying 100, 150 units with me and Ron. Other people have problems that they want you to solve. You're not looking for people without problems. You're not looking for the average Joe or your family member to finally decide to want what you want. You're looking for people who want the same thing as you, and you partner up with those people. Does that make sense? Partnerships are easy. Finding money is easy. Finding deals is easy. You've just got to find people who have a problem and then have fun solving their problem. I want to open it up to the coaches. This has been a fun lesson so far, because okay, before I open to the coaches, I will do an example. I will do an exercise, because an exercise is valuable. And I see Doug McGurk's wearing the shirt too. Love it. We are on a mission to build 100 millionaires, 100 people who are inspired to build 100 more millionaires. The reason you have to be a millionaire is because without that status, without that wealth, it is very hard for you to quit your day job and go forward and have the freedom to teach and train and educate. Does that make sense? It is difficult to go and do the things that we do if you still have a job tied to you, if you still have to show up somewhere. So it makes a lot of sense to go and get financial freedom. Now, do you need $1 million to be financially free? No. I was financially free at 30 with a net worth of around $500,000 or maybe $300,000. So it is possible to retire with less. Of course, I was only making about $40,000. And so if you want to earn more than that, your net worth will have to be exponentially more than what mine was at the time. Does that make sense? Becoming a millionaire is a worthy cause. It is absolutely a valuable thing for you to do. It's fun. It's fulfilling. It's all about the journey, right? We talk about the journey, and the journey is more fun than the destination. When you get the million, you look at it and it's a moment of, oh, nice. But the journey, the person you have to become, the people you meet, the partnerships you build all the way through it is really the stuff you'll remember. I mean, I don't even remember the time I realized I was a millionaire. I honestly don't. I did my net worth tracking sheet one day. I looked and I was like, oh, nailed it. I remember going out with my friends to celebrate. I remember the bottle of Johnny Blue that I bought to celebrate. I remember those moments, right? Hanging out with my friends and celebrating and talking about the struggles that we'd all been through and the journey we've traveled through. And when I listen to other millionaires, I remember those moments, listening to their stories of how they built what they built. It's not the destination. I mean, it's just a fun goal to set, right? I mean, we take building 100 millionaires very seriously. We're committed and we're doing it. And you should take your becoming a millionaire very seriously. But don't take yourself too seriously. It's just fun, right? It's just money. It's a game. We're all good at it. In this community, we're figuring out little steps every day. Each day, you're getting better. Solving other people's problems is a game. It's fun. It's exciting. Whenever you meet somebody new, write this down. This is your homework. This is the exercise. I want you to write down the 3 most important people in your life, the names of the 3 most important people in your life. Write those names down. And we'll add 2 more people at the bottom of that. 5 most important people in your life, people you spend the most time with. And I want you to write those names down and put your hand to the camera when you got the names written down. All 5. That was quick. Look at you overachievers. All right.
Mike
So
needs
you
more
got
than 5. He's got 5 kids. He needs more.
Mike's list is very long.
Somebody's
I
out
use
of
the
luck.
label instead of the names. Family.
So, okay. Family can be in it. I think family should be on your list. So these are 5 people outside of your household. Let me put it that way. So for anybody who just put their family, 5 people outside of your household. And the reason being, the people in your household, you already have their money. You already have it. It's already at your disposal. They live with you. So these are 5 people outside of your household. This is Grant Cardone style. Who has my money, right? Who has my money? So 5 people that you like, 5 people that you would like to know better, maybe. And these 5 people, you're going to write on the side of them, what is their problem? What is their biggest problem? And if it's their attitude, well, change friends. Spend less time with them. So what is their biggest problem? Write this down. And if you don't know the answer, and I'm not telling you to write down the answer, just write down what is their biggest problem. And if you don't know the answer, call them up today and find out. And if you think you know the answer, call them up today and find out. And make sure that you listen to them. And I mentioned it in my book, Broke to $250,000. When you think you're listening, stop and listen. Because what people say is not always what they mean. So ask, what's really your biggest problem? And then ask why. And ask why. And then ask why. And after 3 whys, I know this happens to me every time I sit in a strategy session with somebody, I can't help but want to go help them. The reason we ask why 3 times is to be sold on solving their problem. You have 5 people that you either really, really care about or you want to care about. And I'll take a little tip that I learned from Grant Cardone, which I've already known, already done this in my life, but it was really brought to light when Cardone said it on Undercover Billionaire. He says, this guy is going to be my best friend. He doesn't know it yet. See, I know something that he doesn't know. He's going to be my best friend. I'm coming. I'm going to find out and we're going to hang out and I'm going to be his best friend. He doesn't know it yet. That's my secret weapon. He's like, I already love this guy. I already love him. Like, I'm just going to get out there. I'm going to let him know. And he's got to love me. That's the secret. So the people who would move you furthest, the farthest, the fastest, the people who have what you're looking for, become best friends with them. Add value, solve their problems. I remember when I met my mentor, I made a commitment. I was like, this guy doesn't know, but we about to be best friends. And he fought it. He fought it for a while. But I can proudly say 3 years later, when I call or text or he calls a text, we're just having fun. It's just a couple of buddies talking about real estate or whatever, sometimes health or something. But it took a commitment to building that relationship, a commitment that he had no clue that I was coming for him. He had no clue. I was like, I'm gonna be so valuable to you, bro. You just wait. You wait. Just like each and every one of you. There's a reason that we charge for the mentorship. There's a reason that we do the events that we do and we charge for them. It's to get you on the hook so that when you show up, I have an opportunity. You'll stay. And if you stay long enough, I'll find out what you're looking to create in your life and I will go after it. See, I was given this problem when I was born, this problem of I can't seem to enjoy life if I'm not fixing something. If whatever it is, I have to solve things, right? I have to solve problems. I have to fix things. That's why I was so attracted to fixing rental properties and, eventually moved into flipping. And when I got into the human mind and understanding the human mind, I was like, oh man, this is exciting. It's everywhere. There's people everywhere who are just got a problem, right? There's a problem here. There's a problem there. And when I really figured out money, like the reason I drove after figuring out money so hard is because I saw more people with the money problem than any other problem, right? That was the one I could relate to the most. That problem I had personally, I could relate to it. And it's created a wonderful amount of abundance for you guys and for everybody on this call. The things you learn, you can now go teach other people. You got a problem solving ability. And that's all we teach. If you want to earn more money, all we're teaching is the skills to teach other people how they can work with you. That's actually what January 21st is all about. Sales and negotiations is the secret of finding out what other people want and then selling it to them, identifying what they're looking for, and then selling it to them. The problem is, without the strategies and without the techniques and the sales skills that we're going to teach you on the 21st, finding out what people's problems and solving them, it just doesn't work the right way if you use the wrong words. It doesn't work the right way if you do it in the wrong order. In fact, I still pick on, I can't use names. I like you guys too much. So I still pick on certain people because I'll see them go and do something and say something, and they went directly for the sale without building rapport, without building trust. And it killed the sale. And I knew the sale was dead the second I heard the words come out, because there wasn't time to build. There wasn't a relationship built. And then I'll watch a different person build a relationship, build a relationship, build a relationship, build a relationship, and never close, never ask for the sale because they don't know the timing. They don't know when. And it's frustrating to watch. And here's the worst one. Their timing is on point. Everything's going smooth. And then they say the wrong words to close somebody. They show their own insecurities in the close. And the person follows them wishing they hadn't, because they don't know how to sell, like, no, take my property, please. Because not you, somebody else is using the wrong words. And so that's why we're going to be discussing NLP. We're going to be discussing procrastination, hitting your goals, phone call conversation to make sure that you book the appointment to move people forward. We're going to be discussing how to evaluate deals. We've got professionals. We've got our celebrity coaches who have all written books on their subjects. We've got Doug McGurk, who will be talking about neurolinguistic programming, how the mind works, how your frame has to be, the energy you have to hold in order to make sure that the sale closes, in order to make sure that the seller feels comfortable with you. We've got Terry Wager, Dr. Terry Wager from Generator Coaching, who will be having the conversation on how to stop procrastination and quit taking your own bad advice. You want to say the right things in a sales situation so that you can move somebody forward. And if you go into a property and you don't know what to talk about as far as the property negotiation points, and you don't sound substantiated, you don't sound professional, then you probably won't negotiate the deal to where it belongs. That's why we got Mitch Jorsky, the author of the book, Scaredy Cat Guide to Real Estate Investing, and the creator of the Scaredy Cat Calculator. He's going to be evaluating a deal and explaining how the calculator works and why you should bring it to your appointments. This way you could say, look, this is what renovations are going to cost. This is what this is going to cost. This is what this is going to cost. And this is why the price is where it is. You have to be able to substantiate your negotiations. It really gives you like double the conversion ability, because you can substantiate and say, look, these are the numbers. These are the required numbers for me to make a profit. Otherwise, I'm not the only one. These are standards in the industry. Everybody has to do this. Does that make sense? Valuable so far? It's a powerful event. We've got about half the people that we want already booked, and we're missing the other half of you that we want to be there. We built this training for you. We built this training for this community because Dr. Terry Wager has been coaching about, I'd say 75% of everybody who's come through the program. And he's identified a couple of key points that are missing. I will also be giving my rendition of 2021, where I see opportunity. I've been doing a lot of studying. Who knows? I've been on a podcast with over 115 real estate professionals all across the country, about 20 of which are syndication professionals. These are people who study demographics, migratory patterns, other states, and where I've been putting together a lot of information. I've been talking to lenders, been talking to credit experts, and 2021 has a very unique set of rules. I will be giving you the tips and tricks and strategies to get through 2021 and capitalize and maximize. It is, I will admit, highly speculative. So you cannot take everything for certain. But then some of it is just hard, cold facts. And you may not like what you hear, but the people who listen to it, it's an opportunity. For the people who don't listen to it, it's a warning. Because regardless, there are some things that we cannot change or affect. And so either you're going to get crushed by the opportunities, by the challenges, or you're going to be made rich by the same opportunities. The wave is coming regardless, but it will not look like it did in 08. It is a very different wave. It's a very different opportunity, and it will be capitalized on very differently than it was in 08, in 2012. For those of you who are interested, Ron, can you drop the link in the chat so that everybody who's looking to go can get the link? It is $97. I know. Why would he put it so low? Because ultimately $97 is enough to hold a seat, and you're really paying for the replay afterwards. Because at the event, I just want you there. That's all I'm looking for. All I'm looking for is for you to show up and for you to get this knowledge, because you're more valuable to me after you have it. Until I can get this into your heads, there's a chance that things are not happening the way they're supposed to happen. And I cannot compromise your ability. I need you. I don't need you. I want you to become a millionaire this year. I have a goal of 100 millionaires. And so I'd much rather work a higher group of quality people and push you along faster, farther, than have to go out and service 10,000 people to hit my goal, right? The 1%, or 1,000 people to hit my goal. Now I will do both, as I always have. I run contingencies to contingencies, plan A, plan B, plan C. And so I will be pulling in 1,000 people through the mentorship, but that's no guarantee. I'd rather see you guys and gals be the ones that blow it out of the water this year. Hands to the camp if you got a commitment to your success. Yes? Awesome. Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. I appreciate each and every one of you, your commitment to yourself, to your family, to this community, to building 100 millionaires after you've become a millionaire, to going forward and being that inspiration, being the person that one day people ask, hey, how'd you do it? And you don't have to do what I do. You don't have to jump on a camera and do all the videos, but be available if somebody does come to you and say, hey, how did you do it? What are the secrets? How could I start? Hands to the camp if you can make that commitment. That'd be easy for you. Awesome. Awesome. At this point, because I have a commitment to Dorena, I'm going to pass it over to the coaches. Coaches, let's run through the room and give your piece on Wealth Principle 51. Start with Dr. Terry Wager. By the way, let's give Dr. Terry another round of applause for his book, Quit Taking Your Own Bad Advice. If you haven't bought it on Amazon, get it. It is a phenomenal read that I intend to read as soon as it's on Audible. I promise I will get through this.
What?
It's full. No, I'm living through the quotes that other people are making of your book. So everybody's writing reviews and I'm living through the reviews, which, by the way, if you have read the book and you haven't written a review on Amazon, please do that today. It really helps with getting the message to more people. So Terry, Dr. Terry, go ahead.
Yes. By the way, we did get one review that was really good, and I would love to see more reviews. A lot of you are putting comments in Facebook and putting little quotes, and I thank you for that. Please put a review so we can get the Amazon algorithm moving the way it needs to. As far as this topic, I would have to say that it is what built our business, is going out and seeing how we can help other people. We do it in this group. We did it with Walter to start out with 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was. I can't even remember, it's so long ago. How can we help you? And we do it with all our joint venture partners. We do it with everybody in our chamber. We do it everywhere we go. What is going on with you? How can we serve you? How can we help you? When we're thinking that way, we're adding to the flow, which always brings something back. And we don't even care what it is. We care that we're out there doing the work of helping other people. And it just makes sense. The connections that we've made, the relationships that we've made, the goodwill that comes with that is just amazing. And so if there's one thing that I can suggest over everything else when you're starting out, is go help more people.
Absolutely. Let's give Dr. Terry a round of applause. phenomenal piece of advice. Doug McGurk, you're up.
Right on. So I'm sorry I missed the beginning there. I was actually had to pay a contractor. So I'm gathering it was from what you're talking about is adding value, consistent adding value, and it was the company you keep. And I think both Terry and I were touching something in regards to language around asking on how to help people. And try this out as well. Just everyone say right now, I have a problem.
No.
No, just try. Play with me.
I have a problem.
Okay.
I have a problem.
All
I
right.
have many problems.
All right. How does that feel?
Not
Heavy.
wrong.
Yeah.
like it.
So
Heavy.
what about heavy? Yeah. So what about I have a challenge?
All right. That gets me excited.
Right.
I have an opportunity.
Let's go.
So we just want to be careful about the language we're using, and when we're asking people on how we can help them, if we just come right, I mean, look, especially the game we're playing, we're playing games with ballers, right? So we go out there and say, hey, what problems do you have? They're like, problems? What are you talking about? I don't have problems. My life is awesome. So in order to find areas that we can support, you say, oh, what areas of life could you use some support in? How could I support you? And then that relationship becomes like, oh, you're just supporting me. Oh, well, I could use support in this area, which for other people may be a problem. For them, it's just an opportunity to create some give and take, some flow. So we just want to have just a grasp on that, not only with ourselves, because if we're walking around saying we have a problem, we feel like crap. If we go, oh, I have a growth opportunity, and I call them AFCOs, another fucking growth opportunity. But it's still that mindset changes our relationship, which gives us the ability to be more resourceful and to be a resource for someone else, because they're like, you think I have problems? Like, oh, no, I don't think you have problems. I just thought we could, how can I help you? How can I support you? Oh, well, here, you could help me with this. So just food for thought.
I like that. Let's give Dr. Doug, not Dr. Doug, sorry, Doug McGurk a round of applause.
I'm a doctoral candidate, though.
Coach Doug, you're in the training, you're in the running. We may need a doctor if we do your walking on glass or walking on fire at one of our events, which I plan on doing. We'll have you supervise it. So what Doug just said, and I agree, is what are you looking to accomplish this year? Or where are you looking to go? What are you looking to create for yourself? When somebody messages me on Facebook and they say hi, my first response is, what are your goals for 2021? Because I don't care about hi. I'm not interested in this conversation. Move me forward or move along. Mitch Jaworski, you're up next.
Yes, sir. So it's kind of short and sweet. You mentioned earlier about, solving problems, making money in real estate. And I kind of just laughed because I was like, I've heard that before. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I say that to my students all the time. You could literally ask anyone I've coached. They've heard me say it more than once. It's always, we make money in real estate by solving problems. And that holds true for business in general. When you solve someone's problem, I mean, problems that I guess people don't even realize they have. I mean, to use like Mike Shine's favorite example, good on Elon Musk, like people didn't realize they wanted to go to Mars, but Mike Shine's like, I do, it's a problem. I need to go to space. So, I mean, obviously that's a more like, outlandish example, but I mean,
I don't think it's outlandish, but like in that conversation, I was like, hell yeah, I want to go too. Like I dream about this stuff. So
I didn't know I needed to go to space. But it's true. I mean, you make money solving problems. And I mean, the reason you put that out a lot is to kind of reframe, because people get frustrated, especially early on, trying to acquire properties. And it's just like, no, problems are opportunities. Like that shouldn't, frustrate you. You should get excited, and sometimes the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. So it's just reframing that mindset and looking at problems as opportunities, because I mean, the reality is there's opportunities everywhere. You just have to look for them. So, and then you could reframe it even further, like Doug said, you make money solving challenges, if you want to, I guess, put even a better spin on it. But in the end, if you solve problems and challenges for other people, you will also benefit in the end. And that's what you call the win-win. And to quote Mike Shine's quote of the Bluefish book, what was it he said? Hold on, I swear I have it right here. What did he say? He said,
You got this, man.
all right, I can't find it. I thought I had it.
I've
but-
got it.
What did he say? If you go in with a win-win mentality, knowing you're going to,
Yeah. If you go in with a clear win-win and confidence that it's going to happen, you'll be surprised how many times you're right. Boom.
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 It's
I
true.
like it.
And actually, can I add
Chug a
something?
beer.
That 99% of the problems or issues we think we're gonna have never happen.
They don't exist. We made them
Yeah.
up in our head.
Right.
There's actually a quote that says, I've had, 10,000 problems in my life, none of which ever occurred.
Right.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain, there he is.
100%.
Mike, I want to send you up next, but I'm afraid that Ryan will just leave for a soccer game. So Ryan, you're up.
I am actually leaving in about 9 minutes.
Aha!
I'm glad you did that. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is a great lesson, a great question. And really, I guess I always sort of looked at myself as solving problems. I mean, people who know what I do, we solve financial inefficiencies in people's lives, to the tunes of millions of dollars that they don't realize that they have. And I've always sort of looked at that as a problem. But it really is kind of an opportunity, right? I mean, and we get into, we even call it opportunity costs, but in my head, I think of it as a problem and less of an opportunity. And so this is actually a great lesson for me. I'll just leave it at that. But thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless.
So Ryan is a licensed financial advisor. He's got a Series 7. So he's been solving problems for people, complex problems for people for a long time. But I guess the way he's saying it now is he's been creating opportunities for people and shining a light on the opportunity costs of tax inefficiencies or not investing in the proper products or sitting on cash, putting cash under your mattress, right? Like there's a lot that a financial advisor like Ryan, not all financial advisors, and I want to be very clear that I don't like most of them. I like them as people, but I don't like the industry for a lot of reasons. But Ryan is a moral, ethical financial advisor that took a long time to find. Just absolutely genuine human being as well, and entrepreneurs. Go ahead, Ryan. I see you like thanking me. Yeah, you're right. I'm awesome.
I'll take it. You could continue, please.
Let's give Ryan McDermott a round of applause. He really is a cut above the rest. If you haven't had a conversation with him yet, please make time to do so. He is available. I've seen his schedule. He used to take an hour in his conversations. Now he's cut it down to 30 minutes. So Ryan can handle way more conversations now that he's created that efficiency. Dr. Terry Wade. Oh, hold on.
You can come back to me. I got ideas.
Christine McGinley.
Yeah, go to her.
From Generator
the other
Coaching.
half of Generator Coaching. I'll make it short and sweet so we can get you to Dorina. I
He's
think
also short and sweet.
she very much so. At least on the sweet side. I don't know on the short side. So
5'2",
I think
but who's
I think
counting? Who's
service.
Oh my God.
Really.
Yeah. I know.
One day in
Impressive.
person we will meet.
He looks
So I
huge
think-
on camera. She's super tall.
I'm talking. This is my stage now. Be
Right.
of service is what sales is. Sales is solving their problem. I mean, who doesn't like going around problem solving? I mean, making people's lives better. But the focus is solving their problem. I think so many times in conversations we look what's on the other side. But where they can relate to us, where we're building the connection, is by asking the questions, showing that we're interested in what they want, where they want to move, what can we solve for them so they can move forward in their lives and get what they really want. And being able to solve it quickly and saying, hey, partner with me, we'll move you forward. We'll get you out of whatever hole you're in or wherever you want to go. That's what being of service, being of sales is moving people forward for something that's better. But focusing and building that connection around the pain and the problem, that you understand where they're at, what they're thinking, what's keeping them up at night. And whether it's real estate, building their business, or in a relationship, how can they move forward by recognizing what's going on and then taking that next step and inviting them, making that invitation to do it with you because you're confident and know that you can make a difference for them. So that's what it is. Sales is being of service and just inviting people to take the journey with you.
Listen to Christine very carefully. The things that she says, she doesn't say lightly. Christine is one of those people who sits in the conversation. She'll be quiet. She'll listen. She'll take it all in. So if she speaks, she's saying it for a reason. So let's give Christine a round of applause. She's a very, very intelligent woman, and she has some great, great advice to give. Just like Dr. Terry Wager, what they do at Generator Coaching is high value. And I appreciate both you guys, both guy and gal, for everything you do. Same with Doug McGurk. He traveled with Tony Robbins for 3 years, understands how to get inside people's heads and solve their problems. As well as Mitch Jorsky, very blessed to have such a powerful team here. Mitch, phenomenal what you have created for yourself, the crypto empire, the real estate empire, and all the education books and the website and the events and the trainings, and how you snuck into our 100 Millionaires podcast, and all of the friendships and relationships and masterminds.
I feel like I got dragged in. You guys did like Art of War on me. I keep getting involved. I'm like, how did this happen again?
Because me and Mike are like the
ran the game on me.
We attract positive people looking to create a lot of wealth for themselves. We pull everybody in. Speaking of, Mike, what is your takeaway from today?
Yeah, so I forgot what call we were on, Walter, but there was some problem, and you were, I don't know, you had this sort of childlike innocence about the way you were solving it, and it was just fun. And I see that with Steve Sims. He's just having fun with a friendly universe, you know, doing these things, but it's just a big goof for him. And you're kind of the same. There aren't really problems. They're just challenges or like Doug said, opportunities. It's just, so it's all fun. You know, Brenda always points out to me, we read Esther Hicks, and she always says, there's nothing serious going on here. There's nothing serious. And it's just, if you can just have fun with a friendly universe, then that's what it's all about, is just being out there, having a good time, solving people's problems. And that's just really rewarding and just a blast. That makes life a blast. So that's my 2 cents.
I love that 2 cents. Let's give Mike Shine a round of applause. Mike, we saved the best for last.
Gracias. Oh, Walter, we didn't give you a round of applause. Let's give Walter a round of applause.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Let him jump in there before I can say that.
Sorry. Larry, you have something to say?
I'm okay with you guys competing over my round of applause. Go ahead, Mitch.
I just want to point out that for anyone that's going to be on the Monday night mentorship call, just in advance, Mike Shine's room was the best room. Just put it out of the way.
That's right. And if you haven't already registered for the mentorship, go to waltermillo.com/mentor. Register now. When I started this, I really did think that it took 7 to 10 years to become successful. I read the book, The Green Mile, not the Green Mile, the Outliers, and the Thin Green Line on the Outliers. And after reading that book, I was like, oh my God, it takes 10 years to become successful at something, to become a master at something. And when I started it, I was aiming at 3 years, and then I did it in 3, but who cares if it takes you 3? When I started, I was willing to do 5. I was willing to put in 7. I was willing to put in 10 years. You've heard me say it before. I was at a point where I didn't care what it took. I was sick and tired of not having enough, of not being enough, of not being able to do the things that a man's supposed to do. Pay his bills, support his family, provide a life, be able to give more back to the community. And I made a commitment that no matter how long it took, I would do whatever it took to become a millionaire. And then one day when I got to that millionaire status, I was going to teach people. I was going to teach anybody who would listen, anybody who was interested, how to do it for themselves, how to get out. Ron and I have been investing for the last 7 years. We're pretty good at it at this point. We've been teaching for the last 3 years. We're working on it. Everything is a beta test. Stay with us. We are building millionaires one day at a time, 1 year at a time, 1 millionaire at a time. And as we continue to grow, it becomes infectious. Each one of you is inspired with the desire to go and build millionaires. Each one of you has a commitment to go and build 100. And each one of you is a lot like a cure to a plague that is not just in our country, but across the world. The scarcity mindset is the enemy. We have one enemy. It's not other people. It's not other races. It's not other religions. It's not global warming, right? We have one enemy, and it is the scarcity mindset. There's not enough, that there's lack, that there isn't room for everybody else. There's plenty of room. There are valleys that have not been touched by humans. There are planets that haven't been touched. There is space. There is so much that we have not even begun to utilize. There is no reason for anybody to not have $1 million. It blows my mind when I think about the fact that all the money moves to a couple of billionaires because everybody else is too mentally lazy to just receive it, to just accept that the money could be theirs as well. Money really is easy. Money really does flow very simply, very easily. The only reason you don't have money yet is because you haven't decided to do what it takes to have money. Because the second that you decide, the coach will appear. The second you decide, the mentor will show up. You've heard the saying, when the student is ready, the master appears. We've heard this. You're here for a reason. Let's stick together. It's a short period of time. I promise the time goes by fast either way. Stick to it. Follow the principles. Reach out to the coaches. Reach out to the mentors. Reach out to your accountability partners. Reach out to each other. Build partnerships. Build wealth. Help each other become rich. My goal every time I sit down with you is, how can I help this person get to the next level? Every time I look at somebody, I meet somebody, we make eye contact. I told Ron, I have a hard time going to the gym because I just want to help everybody. I walk in and I see all these people and I'm like, eye contact. I want to help them all. And most of them just want to work out. And so these events, hanging out with you is my release, where I know that these moments are powerful. These moments move you forward. These moments add value. And so I feel a sense of, we're making progress. We're moving the needle. Thank you so much for the opportunity to improve your life. Thank you so much for the opportunity to help you help other people. And if you're somebody who doesn't quite know where you're looking to go, what you're looking to accomplish, please reach out to me. Please let me know. Just shoot a text. I got you. We'll figure it out. We agree? Hands to the camera if you commit to your success 2021. Excellent. I know. We wouldn't have hung out this long if you weren't serious. Cheers to your success when you have a choice, ladies and gentlemen.
Always work with the best.
Always work with the best. And when I say that, best known, right? Grant always says it, be the best known. You don't got to be the best at what you do, but be the one that everybody knows about so they can pay you. Cheers to your success, my friends. I will see you soon. And you'll have videos of Dorina very, very, very soon. I promise. I'm committed to it. And Mitch, maybe I'll see you in Florida. Doug, I plan on being up in your area. Later, guys.
Maybe.
Later.
Thank you
Absolutely.
It worked that time. Woo!
again. Yeah.